Hi everyone, welcome back to Carla's Astrology. So last video we talked about palmistry. I would like to elaborate a little bit more on the mounts, and last week we had started on Venus. So the reason I want to add a little bit more is because before I was thinking we would just touch on the mounts themselves, but there's so many lines on them that mean certain things, little auspicious signs in each mount that add to the meaning of what the characteristics of that mount mean for you. So again, this is Venus, and mine is average size. So with that being said, Venus is the mount of love, communication, all about your family, and not just towards other people. It's also your love of beauty, art, nature, things you find aesthetically beautiful, and your sexuality. So, anyone with a overly, well, not even overly, an average size, good size mount, those are your lovers. Those are the people that love to be loved. Those are the people that love to give love. And without it, they would be lost. And we talked about, again, like the color and fleshiness and all that. A person that has an overly fleshy palm tends to be lazy. Those are the people that want to, well, especially if they have a deep headline, that means they're intelligent. So somebody with a fleshy, pink mount, might tend to be lazy, but not so much that they're just physically lazy. They want to work smarter, not harder, which incidentally, that is me. Even though I've done, physical jobs in the past, it's not really because I wanted to. I did it more out of necessity. I would rather find something that uses this than wear my body down. Just a matter of fact. So you also, moving on and talking about the lines, I'm going to go through and show you the little signs that we're talking about. And the first one we're going to get to is the grill. And if you don't have a grill in your hand, that is wonderful. Or should I say on your Venus mount. If you don't have that, that is a good sign. Because if you have it, that indicates a lot of stress in your life. There are like just a line. Like if you don't have lines that cross each other and you just have a single line, that's much better. But we have, like if you have like a few lines like this, those are called support lines. And the support lines are about, that means you're either somebody that gives a lot of support or somebody that needs a lot of support. So you can see there too where less lines would be better. So, and it also does depend too, like where the lines point to from Venus. So if the line from Venus moves towards, this would be outer Mars, that is somebody that has a lot of stamina. So that's a good thing. Physical stamina, because Venus is also the energy that you put towards things. If you have a line from Venus that goes to your Mercury, which is the little finger, then that is somebody that is skilled in what they do. Somebody that has a specific skill. If you have a line from Venus to your Saturn, which is the middle finger. So if you have a line, a support line that goes from Venus to Saturn, that one means you might possibly be doing something that involves your family and making money with your family, or some type of a gain. So moving on and talking about the other auspicious signs, as we like to call those. This is also a bad sign. So just having horizontal lines is somebody that wastes all that Venus energy that they have. We also have different signs, like we have an island. An island looks like this. So that is, and an island does fall on a line. So contrary or different than that, but looking the same, may not fall on a line, are circles, which have different, those are actually lucky signs. Is something called a conch shell. And that was a new thing to me. I like, what is a conch shell? I actually had to look that up today. That is another sign in the hand that means success. And a conch shell, unlike the island sign, whereas the island sign, again, falls on a line, and an island is not necessarily good. It's like a bad spot in something that happened, and you can calculate a line to a time period. So an island's kind of like a bad spot during that period pertaining to whatever line it's on. Headline would be like maybe mental health. Your heart line would be like an emotional struggle. So the conch means successful, somebody who is going to be successful. We have the trident. Those are different ways that you might see the trident in your hand. And the trident is always a good sign. Now, there are different systems believe different things. So the fish, which is a couple different ways you can see the fish. Some people believe that that is another good luck sign. So the difference is like if you have a lot of lines and say out of all those lines you see like a triangle or you see a square and it's just a bunch of jumbled up lines. Those don't necessarily mean anything. It's when they're by themselves that they really mean something. Like you don't, it's like out of the, oh my gosh, yeah, that is a square. If you have to guess at it, then it's probably not one of those signs. All right, so moving on from that, we talked about the fleshiness of the palm. This is a pretty important one. Lines from Venus crossing the headline. So that would be lines from Venus, so your support lines, and if they're coming up and they are crossing the headline, like you see them go across it. So I didn't draw any lines to show you that. But that means trouble in relations at an early age, which could affect you in later on in your life, may cause mental problems. So, you know, like, geez, the big topic of the time right now is bullying. So somebody that has been bullied or was made to feel severely bad about themselves because something happened to them or they got into a really bad argument that they just can't forget might have a line like that. Let's move on to the moon. So the moon is all about your intuition, your sensitivity, also love of nature and beauty. A person with a well-developed moon might be romantic, even musical. An excessive moon mount, which again, the moon mount is right here. An excessive moon mount is somebody that might be obsessive, and also lives in a dream world. They're not as practical as somebody with just an average size moon mount. Mine is average size, maybe a little bit on the bigger side. I mean, without looking at someone else's palm that's extremely exaggerated, I really can't say, but it looks like my moon is a little bit bigger than my Venus. Those people are considered lunarians, and it's kind of funny that it sounds kind of like lunatic. Yes, I'm pretty sure that is where lunatic, those words are very close in meaning, because you know, the moon does things to you, and the moon is, if it's over excessive and you're living in a dream world, well, you tend to lose might tend to lose touch with reality. And a person that has an underdeveloped moon mount could be the other side of it, the shadow part of it. Somebody that's cruel, that hardly any empathy, hard-hearted, and more materialistic. Your lunarians are kind-hearted, harmonious, artists, musicians, independent thinkers, and not a big fan of hard work. Those with an excessive mount might tend to sabotage themselves, say with addictions, self-pleasure, obsessiveness, even promiscuity. A vertical line, incidentally, on the moon mount is added strength to the qualities, the good qualities of the moon. Hence, you have the intuition line. And a lot of your psychics have that. Psychics also have a swirl on their lunar mount. This is a sign of somebody that can astral travel. I did it when I was a kid. It's not so easy now. I mean, I don't try as hard. And obviously, when I was a child, I didn't have to try. We also have horizontal lines on the moon mount that are, it's like a defective sign. And a cross, again, cross lines on the moon mount are not necessarily a good sign. They are like, it's harder for them to be creative. So, and back to the conch shell, again, you have a conch shell. That's mean you're going to be successful, probably a successful psychic, a successful musician. Lines that come off the back of your hand on the moon mount are called travel lines. So like you have a lot of those, you might travel a lot. We can break the moon down into 3 separate parts. We have upper, middle, and bottom. So on the upper part, if you have dots, circles, islands, crossbars, you might have intestinal problems or intestinal disorders. Middle, if you have crosses, grills, or even ill-formed stars, that could mean you possibly have gout or rheumatism. Now, on the lower, if you have crossbars, maybe a small grill or like a couple lines that cross each other, that is a sign of kidney trouble. Now, somebody with an excess moon mount, if they have pointed fingers on top of that, look out. Those are possibly people who could be insane. So, my fingers are conical. And I don't know if you can kind of tell what that is. It's not exactly pointed, but it is rounded. So those are your gifted artists. If a person has square fingertips and a decent size moon mount, and square means this is going to be more flat up here, those are people that are lovers of poetry. A spatula, and it's just like it sounds, it's kind of wide at the top. Those are people that love aesthetically beautiful things. So again, we talked about the swirl, or maybe we didn't, I don't remember. A swirl is a sign of a psychic. It's another good sign. A fish, lucky. Fish here, lucky in love, if you believe that the fish is a good sign. A fish here, lucky, say, go to the casino. And then one more thing that I want to get into before I get off here is called the Via Lasciva, or Via Lasciva. And it's weird because, again, I said before that the lines in your hand change. This comes off of the bottom moon mount and goes across. Either it can be up here or it can be down, but it's just a straight line that goes across the bottom of your palm. And I could have swore I had one. And like I said, maybe I said it. Left is what you're born with. That's your potential. Right is what you do with it. That's pretty standard. Although some systems will say if you're left-handed, well, then your right would be your potential, and then your left would be what you do with it. So I am right-handed, so this is what I've done with my potential. And like I said, I could have swore I had one, and if I did, it's kind of broken. And broken is good, because that means you might have cleaned stuff up. So maybe I didn't say it. I'm getting ahead of myself. The poison line, the Via Lasciva, that means somebody that is sensitive to certain things. So they could either have an allergy, or, again, they just, certain things, certain foods don't agree with them. Digestive issues, maybe. But that's what that is. So, join me again. I can't say when that's going to be. I am a grandma that watches 3 grandchildren, 3, 2, 1, pretty much usually Monday through Friday, morning till bedtime. And so little babies running around. I try to get in these videos as much as I can. I will do, let's see, maybe we'll do Mercury. Mercury and maybe Apollo, the sun. So, yeah, join me next time. And hopefully you liked it, and we'll come back for more. So, have a blessed day, and I hope to see you soon.